Welcome to another episode of Northshore Review, your guide to the best restaurants on the North Shore. All right, let's dive into something really special. I'm talking about Cafe Lynn. It's in Mandeville, Louisiana, and it's quite the gem. We're going to kind of explore this. It's the story of Chef Joey Najolia and his wife Brandy. Okay, they're the heart and soul behind this place. They started, get this, in an old Burger King.
Oh, wow. That's a heck of a transformation.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Now, they're the spot if you want incredible French Creole cuisine with this great personal touch.
It really speaks to what passion and a clear vision can do, you know?
Totally.
Like, what's so fascinating here is that their journey together is as much a part of Cafe Lynn's identity as the food.
Right, so I've got articles, menus, the works, to really give us the full picture here.
Okay, sounds it.
Let's start with Joey and Brandy. They actually met, I believe, while working at La Provence.
Oh, La Provence.
Yeah, which is, pretty renowned, right? Louisiana, anyway.
Yeah, very, very famous spot. Yeah, it was a real training ground for so many talented folks in the industry. Yeah, it's where they both, honed their skills.
So Joey, we found out, was already a graduate of Delgado Culinary.
Right.
But then he went on to train in France under Chef Chris Carajo. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he was like the master.
Of Provençal cuisine, yeah.
Yeah.
And he worked at, of all places, the Windsor Court Grill Room.
Wow, that's impressive.
Before going back to La Provence.
Okay.
As executive chef.
So his background is seriously impressive. He's immersed in all the classic French techniques.
Totally. But then he comes back to Louisiana and opens a restaurant in a former fast food joint.
Yeah, that's quite a contrast. That's where I think their shared vision really comes in.
Yeah.
Brandy, with her experience at La Provence and Broussard's and catering, she understood the restaurant world too.
Of course, yeah.
So I think they kind of took what they learned from fine dining, but made it more approachable.
Right. Welcoming and uniquely their own.
Their own, exactly.
And their love story too. It's pretty charming,
Hey, tell me about it.
A true chef's romance. And blossomed in the kitchens of France.
Of course.
It even involved a trip with Chef Carajo himself.
Yeah. Initially, Brandy hesitated to date Joey because they were colleagues.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then Joey was off to this Michelin-starred place, La Petite de France, to train for 6 months.
Wow, yeah.
And Brandy ended up joining him and Chef Carajo on a trip to the south of France.
Oh, wow.
They experienced French culture and cuisine together for a whole month.
Wow, that's amazing. A month in France, falling in love, surrounded by incredible food. That just sounds magical.
It does.
And you can see how that experience shaped their approach to Cafe Lynn.
Yeah.
It's that blend of French techniques, those fresh ingredients, and a warm, inviting atmosphere.
Absolutely. And it's everywhere, from their menu to their staff to even the artwork on the walls.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. Created by a former team member, speaks to their commitment to community.
It does. So they've created this elegant yet comfortable space.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the food itself.
Of course. The main event.
Joey describes his cooking as Provençal-style French cuisine with a New Orleans twist.
Okay, I like that.
What does that look like on the menu?
Well, you'll find classic French dishes like duck confit, fish almondine, and perfectly executed panade chicken.
Oh, nice.
But then, you'll also see some New Orleans favorites,
right,
like eggplant parmesan, fried shrimp, and those creamy Alfredo dishes.
Wow. So they have something for everyone.
They do.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
I'm seeing some real standouts here. The Lynn salad, it's topped with a lamb chop.
Really?
Then there's the sauce-shell crab with Grenoble sauce.
Okay, and remind me what that is.
It's a classic French sauce with capers and lemon.
Oh, yeah.
Adding a bright, tangy flavor to that delicate crab.
I can just imagine it. It all sounds so good.
It does, right? And they make everything in-house, too.
No way.
Stocks, soups, even their mayonnaise.
Oh, wow.
There's a real dedication to quality and freshness there.
There is.
In fact, I read that Joey's known as like a crab snob.
What does that mean?
He refuses to use pasteurized crab meat.
Really?
So if they can't get it fresh, they simply take it off the menu.
Wow.
That's a statement, right?
It is. It shows that they're not willing to compromise on their ingredients.
Not at all, yeah. And that commitment shines through.
I bet.
Oh, and speaking of commitment, they also have a really carefully curated wine list.
They do.
It's hand-picked wines that perfectly complement the cuisine,
Yeah, it enhances the whole dining experience.
For sure. And what about the atmosphere? We've touched on it a bit, but I'm curious, what's it like to actually dine at Cafe Lynn?
Well, everything I've read, it's very consistent. They praise the warm and welcoming atmosphere. The staff is known for being friendly, upbeat, and treating patrons like guests in their own home. It sounds like genuine hospitality is a key ingredient in their success.
Yeah, I agree. That personal touch can make all the difference. especially in a world that can feel so impersonal at times. And I think that's what's so interesting about Cafe Lynn's story so far. It's not just about the food, it's about the passion, it's about the dedication, and the genuine connection they create with their guests.
And their team, too, right? Like, they've fostered a supportive work environment. A lot of staff members stay with them for years, even after moving on to other things.
Wow, that's great to hear. Really speaks to the kind of culture they've created.
It does. You know, it's funny. We often think of French cuisine as elaborate, you know?
Yeah, all the fancy presentations.
Exactly. Like tiny portion, towers of food, drizzles of something you can't even pronounce.
But Cafe Lynn is all about simplicity. Fresh ingredients, letting those flavors shine through.
I agree, and that comes out in their menu. You see classic French techniques, but they're applied to dishes in a unique way. Comforting.
Yeah, and that's a direct result of Joey's training in France. He talked about arriving in the kitchen each morning, and there would be fresh fish delivered right to the doorstep.
Oh, wow.
Was that a common thing in French kitchens, or was that just Joey's experience?
It seems like that's a hallmark of the Provençal way, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about that close connection to the producers and the freshest possible ingredients. And Joey spent hours and hours, you know, cleaning fish, prepping lobster, meticulously cleaning chanterelle mushrooms. It's that dedication to the craft that really elevates the food, I think.
It is. Yeah, it's like they're honoring those ingredients by taking the time to really prepare them with care. I think you can taste that respect in the final dish.
Absolutely. And you see that philosophy in everything they do at Cafe Lynn. It's not just about the big, showy dishes. It's even the simple things like their house-made mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah. I was curious about Brandy's role in all this, too. She's not the chef, but it sounds like she's a driving force behind Cafe Lynn's success.
Yeah, she's kind of the maestro of the front of house.
Yeah.
You know, getting that warm, welcoming atmosphere. She manages the staff, makes every guest feel like family, and makes sure the whole experience is as enjoyable as the food.
Yeah, that kind of hospitality is so crucial. Because you could have the best food in the world.
Right.
But if the atmosphere and service are lacking, it's just not the same.
Not at all. And they seem to have built a great team.
Yeah.
The article mentions how staff members often stay with them for years, even after moving on to other opportunities.
Wow, that's impressive. It really says something about the work environment. A place where people feel valued, respected.
And that sense of community goes beyond the staff. Remember the regulars we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
The folks who are in there multiple times a week, you know, have their favorite dishes and really become part of the family.
Exactly.
It's a testament to the connection Joey and Brandy has built. You know, with their community, those loyal customers, they've helped shape the menu.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a collaboration between the chefs and the people they serve.
You know, that's what I find so heartwarming about their story. It's more than just running a successful business.
Right.
It's about creating a gathering place, you know, a space where people feel like they belong.
I know you're eager to get to some menu recommendations, so let's jump in. Some customer favorites.
Yes. We've already talked about the lamb chops on the Lynn's salad and that soft-shell crab with the grenoblotte sauce.
Of course, but don't overlook the classics like their duck confit, cooked to perfection. The fish almondine is delicate, delightful, and the panade chicken is a testament to simple but well-executed cooking.
I love that.
And for those who want a little bit of that New Orleans twist, you've got the eggplant parmesan, the fried shrimp, and the Alfredo dishes. Plus, they have those daily specials.
Oh, right. Those sound like an adventure.
Yeah, it's Joey's opportunity to kind of experiment with new flavors, seasonal ingredients, but still staying true to his classic approach.
Okay, you can't talk about a restaurant like this without mentioning dessert. What have they got?
Well, even though Joey claims he's not a baker, the bread pudding is a huge hit. People describe it as this creamy, custardy indulgence.
Oh, wow.
Then you have your classics like blueberry cobbler and creme brulee.
So they really do have something for everyone.
They do.
Whether you're craving that classic French, the New Orleans favorites, or just a warm and welcoming atmosphere, you'll find it there.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that sometimes the best dining experiences aren't about fancy techniques or exotic ingredients.
It's about genuine passion, that dedication, and the connection, between the food, the people, and the place.
Before we move on, I wanted to touch on their resilience during the pandemic. That must have been a really challenging time for them.
Oh, absolutely.
It was, but they adapted. They got creative with the menu, offered family-style meals, takeout options, and really leaned on their community for support.
Yeah, it's a testament to their strength and, their ability to navigate uncertain times. And it also shows the power of community. When times get tough, people come together.
It's inspiring. Reminds us that even amidst adversity, passion and dedication can prevail.
And that's evident in Joey and Brandy's story, to go from a converted Burger King to this thriving restaurant that's so beloved by the community.
It's a remarkable achievement, and you can tell this isn't just a business for them. It's a culmination of their shared dreams, you know?
It's a true labor of love.
A labor of love, yeah, and their passion just shined through in every detail, from the carefully crafted dishes to the warmth they extend to their guests and staff.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm curious, what about Cafe Lynn's story resonated most with you?
You know, for me, it's this sense of community they've cultivated. It's more than just a restaurant.
Right.
It's a gathering place, you know, a space where people come together, connect, create memories.
That's beautifully said. It speaks to the power of food to bring people together, to foster a sense of belonging.
Exactly. And in a world that can often feel so divided, I think that's something truly special.
I agree. Now, as we head into the last part of our deep dive, I have one last question for you.
I'm all ears.
What would you say is the most important ingredient in Cafe Lynn's success?
That's a tough one. There are so many factors at play, their talent, dedication, their connection to the community. But if I had to choose just one,
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
I think it's their authenticity. Joey and Brandy are just true to themselves, to their culinary vision, and to their community. And they've created something really genuine and heartwarming, and I think people respond to that.
Yeah, I totally agree. You can just feel it in every aspect of Cafe Lynn, you know? The food, the service, the atmosphere, it's all there.
Yeah. And it makes you realize that success isn't always about, you know, chasing trends
Right.
or the latest fads. It's about staying true to your passion and your vision.
You know, speaking of vision, as we've been talking about their story, I keep thinking about this idea of legacy.
Oh, interesting.
Remember how Joey trained under the chef Giorgio at La Provence?
Yeah. Coraggio, he built this incredible reputation, you know, a real legacy of authentic French cuisine right here in Louisiana.
Exactly. And Joey was a part of that.
He was.
Now with Cafe Lynn, he and Brandy are building their own legacy. It blends those classic French techniques with New Orleans flavors.
And a touch of their own magic.
It's like passing the torch, but also adding their own unique spark to the flame.
I love that. Yeah, they're honoring the traditions, but blazing their own trail.
Exactly. And, you know, their legacy goes beyond just the food. It's about creating that space where people feel welcome, connected, and they experience something special.
Yeah, it's about community, built around a shared love of good food and good company, a legacy that can last for generations.
Their story really makes you think, you know, about the impact we all can have. Even in our little corner of the world, we can create something meaningful, something that brings joy to others, you know, leaves a positive mark.
Yeah, and sometimes those legacies start in the most unexpected places, like an old Burger King in Mandeville, Louisiana.
Right. It's a good reminder that great things can happen anywhere, as long as you have the passion and you have the dedication.
I hope our deep dive into Cafe Lynn inspires someone listening to, you know, maybe take that leap of faith, chase their own culinary dreams.
Wouldn't that be something? To think that Joey and Brandy's story could spark a whole new generation of chefs, you know? Each one adding their unique flavors to the world.
So as we wrap up, let's raise a toast to Joey and Brandy, to Cafe Lynn, and to all those who dare to follow their passions and create something truly special.
Cheers to that. And to our listeners, we encourage you to explore Cafe Lynn further, maybe discover your own new favorite dish. And most importantly, find those places that make you feel like you're a part of something special. We hope you've enjoyed our spotlight of Cafe Lynn, and until next time, stay hungry, my friends.